right, Bill Schneider, thanks. Bernie?
Up next, lawyers representing Paula Jones and the president weigh in at length on today's Supreme Court ruling against Mr. Clinton. And later...
It's 987 days until the New Hampshire primary, but who's counting?
If Al Gore isn't counting, then what's he doing in New Hampshire? And if Dick Gephardt's not counting, why is he slamming the Clinton-Gore team on trade? This is Inside Politics.
It's really very simple. Advertising creates awareness of products and services. People make and sell them, and that creates jobs. Take away advertising. You reduce the number of products, and suddenly, a lot of jobs begin to look a little shaky. Advertising, your right to choose.
Giving these stories away free, and of course they're mostly Republican. There won't be any more interviews around the world, and people who want the facts.
CNN en español se compromete a mantener informada a América Latina 24 horas al día.
Con corresponsales de CNN alrededor del mundo que cubren las noticias al instante y en español.
Y no solo noticias, tenemos programas de economía, deportes, entretenimiento
Y mucho más. Para lo último en noticias, los 7 días de la semana, quédese con CNN en español y manténgase informado.
Llame a su sistema de cable local y solicite CNN en español.
On the next Q&A, the World Population Report results, what they reveal. Dr. Nafis Sadiq, the head of the World Population Fund, talks about the numbers on the population and the facts on its control. Join us by phone, fax, or email on CNN International.
Do you have an opinion about something you've seen on CNN? If so, tell us about it. Call our viewer comment line at 1-404-525-4866. Your comment may be replayed on the air, so give us a call and let your voice be heard.
For breaking political news and in-depth analysis, go to the CNN Time website, All Politics, at allpolitics.com, the place for politics on the web. Today, it's the place to get the latest word on the Supreme Court's refusal to delay Paula Jones' sexual harassment suit against President Clinton. Earlier in the program, we heard the president's private attorney, Robert Bennett, say Mr. Clinton did nothing wrong and that he would never agree to a settlement in the Paula Jones case that stated otherwise. Well, in an interview that was recorded this afternoon, our Bob Franken then asked Mr. Bennett about previous attempts to reach a settlement.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Quite welcome. Up next, does the early bird catch voters' attention in New Hampshire? We're going to look at Vice President Gore's campaign-like stop in the Granite State today, even as a potential presidential rival takes aim on trade.
Explore the world with CNN Travel Guide. Every place you've ever wanted to go, every adventure you've ever dreamed of. Travel Guide offers practical advice on planning your trip, plus insights into the people and places to visit, and the latest bargains and deals to help get the most out of your leisure time. Travel Guide, Saturday on CNN International.
Hong Kong, last colonial outpost of the British Empire, home to over 6 million people, a symbol of a thriving Asia. At the stroke of midnight on July 1st, Hong Kong will return to Chinese sovereignty, marking a new era for this remarkable land. CNN will be there to cover the events and explore the issues facing the people of Hong Kong. Watch for continuing coverage of the Hong Kong handover, only on CNN International.
I've been with CNN for nearly 10 years now. When I joined, it was a fascinating company with an enormous ambition to cover the world for the world.
CNN International anchor Jonathan Mann.
The job that anchors do is very simply to try and stay enormously informed and then to share the information that we gather with our viewers.
With over 10 years of experience as an international journalist, covering global stories from the assassination of Indira Gandhi to the liberation of Nelson Mandela.
No one has ever tried to do what we're trying to do. People have reported the news live before, but they've never done it on television around the world. Working for CNN International means we start when the story is small, and it means as the story gets bigger, we can bring more and more resources, more people, more expertise to bear on the story. If you're a person who's curious about the world, this is the best place to be. This is a heck of a thing to have to share, and you can share it with us just by watching.
Jonathan Mann anchors World News on CNN International.
News breaks like you wouldn't believe. O.J. Simpson is in that car. A big story hits and we're all over it. Work the phones. Who can we get? O.J. Million Man March. Rabin assassination. Politics hit the road. International, book a satellite. Whatever it takes. Sometimes we change the show 10 minutes before we're on the air because you never know what's going to happen. Never.
Well, if you were looking for any evidence that the 2000 presidential campaign is unofficially underway, cast your eyes toward New Hampshire. As our Bruce Morton reports, Vice President Gore visited the Granite State today. Even as a potential rival, seemed to be positioning himself against Gore.
Whether you call it a campaign or not, there is a dialogue going on between Gore and Gephardt over where the Democratic Party ought to go. And that dialogue may play out in this state in the year 2000. Bruce Morton, CNN, Manchester, New Hampshire.
Indeed it may. That's all for this edition of Inside Politics. I'm Judy Woodruff.
And I'm Bernard Shaw.
This is Dennis Michael with the Hollywood Minute. Martin Scorsese's big night is coming to TV this week. The American Film Institute's Lifetime Achievement Award Gala honoring the filmmaker will air Wednesday night on CBS. It was taped earlier this year. Sharon Stone has hosted the special, which looks back on the filmmaker's heralded career. The artistic Stone is the subject of an exhibition in London and Dublin. Paintings by guitarist Ron Wood will be shown at a retrospective from the artist. Subjects run from portraits of Chuck Berry to Mick Jagger. Ron Wood's gathering a little moss with this one, too. Lithographs taken from his Rolling Stones painting are selling at $5,000 a copy. Malcolm McDowell has a new movie project. The actor is set to star as the villain in the big screen version of Mr. Magoo. Leslie Nielsen will be seen, but won't see clearly as the nearsighted title character. Shooting is set to begin soon in Canada. This is Dennis Michael with the Hollywood Minute.
This look at your world's weather opens up with our forecast weather map for South America. We have one disturbance approaching the coast of Chile here. It will be slow to move on shore, but in this proximity by Wednesday morning. We have another system here that we've been watching for some time push northward and eastward. It will be in southeastern Brazil by Wednesday morning with rainfall near the area of low pressure. As the day goes along, we'll see this rain approaching Sao Paulo and eventually on up near Rio de Janeiro. A few showers may linger in there. See this old frontal boundary here along the tail end of it? We could see a few showers. Temperatures behind this will be actually warming up just a little bit, and there still may be the threat of a lingering shower at Buenos Aires at Montevideo, but generally clearing as this weather system moves on away. We move on now to North America, where we've been talking about some very, very stormy spring weather across much of the United States. That is, unfortunately, expected to continue. We've had tornadoes and severe thunderstorms, the damaging winds and hail throughout much of the southern plain states, much of the Midwest, and parts of the South. Again, on Tuesday, we're talking about very stormy weather, particularly so in the South. Could be damaging weather once again. Wednesday morning, it will begin to die down somewhat, but by Wednesday afternoon, more severe weather is possible. Looking out forecasts for cities around the world.
happens on this day will set it apart from all others. The unexpected and the extraordinary. Now there's a global newscast that captures it all, not just in Latin America, but around the world. Watched by